Good morning, warriors, and welcome to the day after Christmas. And Merry Christmas to all of you. Guys, I want to thank you for reaching out like you did in the comments and wishing me and my family a Merry Christmas. You guys are just so awesome. I want you to know that. And I answered every one of you this morning. And replied. So, thank you so much for doing that. And I have been truly praying for all of you, and that everything would go well where you are with your family, and that your Christmas time together would be awesome together. With that in mind, today I would like to talk to you on this prepping tip video, taking advantage of the day after and what should we be doing, right? I think it's a good time for us to take inventory and capture lessons learned, right? So, the day after Christmas is always an ideal time to conduct a practical after action review of your preparedness efforts, right? The holidays often stress test our systems, right? They test our food storage, they test our power usage, they definitely test our finances. Communications are tested a lot of the time too as well. And then hospitality and emotional resilience. So all of these things are being tested during holidays and things like that. And today's focus, I think, should be an assessment, not an acquisition, right? So I want to share a few action steps that we can be taking after Christmas and what we should be doing with our preps, right? Inventory, here's the first one. I think inventory, what was used. I think that's important, right? If you're like me, you have an inventory sheet of what you have and how much you have, and it's a roadmap for you as you prep your food, right? I think it's good for us to inventory what was used, right? I think we should look at our food storage, look at our water storage, medical supplies if we used any of that, maybe fuel, maybe batteries, and any contingency items you relied on during the holiday. I think it's a good time too to note what ran low and what worked well and what went untouched, right? I think those are some important things that we can look at as we come out of the holiday, because it's a really good test for us to see, what are some of those things that we used. When we were opening gifts, did somebody forget batteries and we said, oh, you know what, I got a ton of batteries, let me go dig them out, and were those things used, right? And it's always good to have an inventory of what needs to be replenished. The second thing is maybe we can identify some gaps and bottlenecks, right? That may have occurred, right? Did you have enough food for maybe some unexpected guests? And was your backup power ready to go? Were your lighting solutions efficient, right? If you run off grid and you had guests over, did you have enough of that kind of thing, right? Did travel or weather expose weaknesses in your plan, right? Those are things to look at, things that we can learn for the next time, right? The third thing is, I think we should update our notes, right? I think we should write down lessons learned while they are fresh on our mind, right? It's the day after Christmas. Think about some things that maybe you're going to try different next year. Maybe you want to continue that same thing. Write it down so you don't forget, right? Real world use, especially during busy seasons, is more valuable than theoretical planning, right? So I think that's important to do as well. Number 4, I think we should reset and recognize, you know, all of our preps, right? I think we should restock intentionally over time. Rotate perishables. We should always be doing that, right? Always making sure that our batteries are charged, or refilled if they're just regular batteries. And also, if you use things that are rechargeable, right, it's always a good time to put them back on the charger, right? Maybe it's time to clean up your gear. Maybe it's time to organize your gear, and then return those items to their designated spots, wherever you have those things, right? My best friend, in his garage, he has a spot for everything, and every tool that his father had left him, like, for example, where the axe goes, there's like a drawing, the outline of the axe, and that axe goes right there, right? He has several of them. They're all different, and so each one of those hangers has that shape for that axe. And his dad was really meticulous about organization and things like that. And so maybe you're not like that, but maybe we put things back so we know where they are, right? We don't want to just throw it in the corner somewhere and then forget about it, and then you're like, where's that tool? I don't know where that thing is, right? Preparedness is not proven in crisis alone. This is a really neat thing. It's refined in reflection. I like that idea, right? So taking time today, I guess, to evaluate and adjust ensures that you enter the new year stronger. You enter the new year wiser. You enter the new year better prepared. So this is what I got for you today, guys. It's really an after action report that you do for yourself, and you just look at all that has happened over the last couple of days, because if you're like us, you had family come by, you had family stop by, maybe family stayed, and it really tested a lot of your preps, right? So look at that, take inventory on those things, replenish, refill, rotate, and that way we're off to a better start in the new year as the new year comes. So guys, thank you again for all of the great comments. I loved reading each and every one of them, and I answered all of you back. And I look forward to the new year coming. Don't forget, if you have not gone, if you're on Facebook and you haven't gone to the God's Prepared Warrior community group page, I encourage you to go do that, because as of today, I am going to be uploading Christmas stuff in there. And I am leaving today to go to the ranch again, and we're going to go hunting, probably one last time, and I will be throwing up those photos and things in there. So go to Facebook, and number 1, look for God's Prepared Warrior in Facebook, because I will be putting them there too. And then after you've followed me there, go to the group tab, click on the group tab, search for God's Prepared Warrior Community, and fill out the little thingies there. You gotta, yes, I'm gonna obey these rules, that kind of thing. Fill that out, and I will add you, I will give you access into that, and that's where I'm gonna put up more personal things, so that you can have access to that. I'm not going to charge you for for that kind of stuff. So just go there, go to the God's Prepared Warrior community there in the groups tab, and you'll get to see all of that neat stuff in there. But other than that, guys, have a great after Christmas, and Merry Christmas to you and your family, and Happy New Year that's coming. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. God bless. Have a great day.